the show tonight, the star of a royal night out. All about the night the Queen, as a young princess, went out on the town to party with the common folk, incognito. You wouldn't catch the Queen doing that sort of thing nowadays. Woohoo! Let's start the show! Mom. Hey, great show tonight. One of my favourite actors, Rupert Everett, is on our show. Yes, he is. Sitcom star turned Hollywood actress Miranda Hart is here, ladies and gentlemen. Comedy giant Greg Davies is on the show. Plus, we've got it. We've got the music from this year's Eurovision hopefuls, Electro Velvet, on that stage, anybody? Yes, they are. We wave our flags. There they are. I have to say, I do worry. I mean, do they look like Eurovision winners to you? They do. I think every single act this year will just, put a beard on, put a beard on. Well, we finally had the election, and there's a real election party atmosphere in the studio, isn't there? Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that I'd be standing here on Friday night with that new government? Yeah. Quite a surprise. To me, to others, not a big surprise. Sort of they knew. But anyway, well done, everyone. Hey, election aside, what a big week for the royal family. Ah, that right, Mom? Yeah. Woohoo! A new baby, so exciting. Ah. Who won the baby lottery? Yes, I'm a princess. That is little Charlotte Elizabeth Diana. And you know, I don't think there's anyone in the land who isn't thrilled that the baby has Diana in the name. According to royal sources, the mother's doing very well. Yeah, married to a prince, got 3 palaces, hello. I don't know. For me, personally, I'm very happy to see that William was present at the birth. Yeah. So, what's that it's coming out of? Yeah. It was a beautiful moment, and apparently William filmed it to share with his family. Oh. What's that it's coming out of? Hey, let's get some guests on! Later, we've got our music from Electro Velvet! But first, man down at the end of the sofa, it's Greg Davies! There he is! I found you. There you go, sir. Lovely to see you. Have a seat, do! I spy a Hollywood star to Miranda Hart! Oh! Hello, darling. How are you? Have a seat every time, Greg! And he's acting royalty, it's Rupert Everett! Oh! Look at you. Hello, sir. How are you? Nice to see you. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Oh! Woo! Very welcome. I have to say, I think, and I'm not a scientist, I think this is probably the tallest couch we've ever had.
That's what we said. We're all over 6'1".
No, I feel like I'm at the children's table. Who's tallest? Who's tall? You must be tall. Are you tallest?
Man.
Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
I'm more petite! So exciting!
I'm like an ugly child. It's it.
I was saying to Miranda before, I get a lot of suggestions on Twitter that Miranda and I should get married because we're tall.
Don't seem so excited by the notion.
I do think it's weird, though, don't you?
It is quite weird. I get it a lot as well.
They would think that Miranda and I want to start a super race together.
It's not a bad idea, now you put it
Perhaps.
like that.
Pushing a really long pram. And of course, listen, we're all a bit closer to the royal family this week. 'Cause It is weird. I thought I didn't care, but when that little royal baby arrived on Saturday, I was delighted. It was just a lovely thing. It was a very nice thing. And in a sense, Miranda, you were very involved in the royal birth.
Explain yourself.
No, have you not seen? Have you not seen? Newshoids did this thing last week with the royal birth.
Oh, I heard about this. I haven't seen it.
And they called for the midwife. You've just got a picture of it here.
Oh. I seem to be clasping at my breasts.
I like that Kate, as a doll, still looks really pretty. William, he hasn't fared well, has he?
I think he's the Duke of Edinburgh.
Do you think Kate's fared well, Graham?
What, in that?
She looks like she's stifling the biggest fart.
Well, in many ways, she is.
Is he a royal baby? Yeah.
Have you not seen your puppet before?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, because Larks, we've got it here. Yes. It is quite good, I think.
It's very good.
Let me just turn it round so I've got it properly here. If I do it like this. Ooh,
When you say good...
Come on.
No, it is good.
It's a caricature. I mean, it
No,
doesn't
it's just-
look
yeah.
like you, obviously. But it's quite good. Look, you can turn the head
Oh,
and everything.
it's a bit weird.
Look at that. I like that I can turn your head.
It's nice that
Why
you're
can
combining this with The Exorcist, Graham.
I just love having the puppet. I like...
Why can my whole head turn? Can it do a whole...
Oh, hang on, let's see. I
I'm
don't want to
also
break it.
an
I don't want to
owl.
break it.
That's a bit...
Yeah, yes, you can! Yes, you can! Well done, Miranda. Oh, you're shaking hands. Oh, look at that.
Oh, very good technique.
What's he doing now?
Oh, just putting your face up to your face. That's spooky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
It's like
that's,
looking in a mirror.
I guess that's sort of what our baby will look like.
Rupert Everett, you are in an historical film, which we referenced earlier, and yet it couldn't be more timely. A Royal Night Out set on VE Night, the end of World War II in Europe. Now, it's the true story of what happened that night in Buckingham Palace?
Well, the true story is the Queen and Princess Margaret went out of Buckingham Palace in front of the crowds for about 2 hours. No one knows quite what they did exactly. So our film is a kind of embroidery of an historical moment.
But people didn't know. It wasn't like a royal walkabout. They were just...
No, and also remember, in those days, there was much... You didn't know who people were in the same way that we've become used to now, because now you couldn't do anything like that because of the paparazzi. But probably no one did recognise them. They went incognito.
And is it true, then, that the palace sort of green-lit this? They said, oh, fire ahead with your film.
Well, I think the film was set... The film is not... I mean, it's an embroidery. It's a romantic comedy. It's rather like a Roman holiday, really. And so it's not factual. So it was sent to Buckingham Palace, I think, when we were starting shooting it, and they kind of green-lit it. You know, it's a very, very sweet film with two amazing performances from these two girls, Belle and Sarah.
They're both really... Well, you're all really good in it. But,
thank you.
And you play the dad.
I play George VI.
Yes. And he's the same king that the King's Speech...
He's Colin Firth's king, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's weird that that little bit of history is now, you know, so in vogue.
Yes, I suppose so. You know, he's quite an interesting king, and he had obviously the big stutter, and the Queen Mother is played by Emily Watson brilliantly, and I think the film is a good laugh. Some of it is a bit like a kind of screwball comedy as well.
So, A Royal Night Out, it opens on next Friday, the 15th of May. Now, our clip is you giving your King George, and he's rehearsing his historic address to the nation.
Speaking from our empire's oldest capital city, war-battered, but never for one moment daunted or dismayed, I ask you to join me in that act of thanksgiving. So far.
Very good. Full of character and sincerity. Awfully impressive.
Oh, I really think so.
Absolutely. We all do. Go on.
At this hour, when the dreadful shadow of war has passed.
The thing is... What? My sister and I have been brought up to believe in the importance of sincerity.
Everyone, this is hard enough as it is.
Fairness, too. And for 6 years now, we've been positively cloistered. Like nuns.
We understood the reverence.
Margaret and I deserve the right to celebrate too. Outside.
I agree with her completely. I'm sure you do. No, we can't do that. Besides, what's so special about going out?
I don't know, and I never will unless we go out tonight.
She really does look like her.
Yeah, she's great. She's fantastic.
Because we think of it as this kind of historical event, but you, in real life, Rupert Everett, you did have a night out with Princess Margaret. Is this...
Well, yeah, I did go out for a night with Princess Margaret. I went to the theatre with her once in about 1986.
Was it just the two of you?
No, and her lady-in-waiting as well. And it was the only... I never got asked again, I must say. I think, what she didn't realise there were two princesses there, and one of them was me. I remember at one moment I was kind of chatting away at Kensington Palace before leaving for the theatre, and she got a cigarette out, and she looked at me like this, and I was chatting, kind of going on. And then the lady-in-waiting was looking at me too, and there was this Rolex lighter on the table. I just didn't realise I was meant to light it. I was... And so I suddenly thought she was asking me if I wanted a cigarette. I said, oh, don't mind if I do. And I lit my cigarette, and they all looked absolutely horrified. And then I realised I had to go, shit. But she was great. She was like the kind of Red Queen in Alice in Wonderland. So she had huge black hair and, the Hanoverian bosom, and her breath rattled like castanets. I don't know what was going on. She had kind of cigarettes about this long. And when we were getting in the car, she said, hey, you've got marvellous legs. And then she called me Leggy all the way. Leggy, do you mind if I grab you in the second act? And then we went to this little kind of drawing room in the interval of the play to have a drink, and the loo was right off the drawing room, and I could hear... And I was trying to have a pee, and it was going, bloop, 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 nothing was coming out. I just couldn't, I was so nervous. And she banged on the door and went, come on, Leggy! So I had to spend the whole of the second act without having had a pee.
I'm sure this was Princess Margaret. Well, it sounds like someone off EastEnders.
It was her.
But Greg, you've had a night out with royalty.
Oh, briefly.
Yes,
yeah.
Princess Anne. Now, you both look like you're having the best night.
Look. Not only was she clearly not amused by me, she's seen my act 15 minutes before that picture was taken. She clearly has no idea who I am.
No, she thinks you're going to fall on top of her. Timber!
Did she say anything to you?
Yeah, she said, this is what she said in its entirety. She said, a lot of ex-teachers become comedians. I can't see why.
That's brilliant.
Amazing. I grabbed her and I threw her into the lights. Can I, for the record, she was very sweet. She was a very, very nice lady.
But Miranda, you have had your own royal encounter, have you not?
Oh, well, I did. Yeah, I hosted a section of the Jubilee concert. So there was a sort of party afterwards at Buckingham Palace. So I actually met Wills and Harry, which was very exciting. But I completely died on my arse with Harry. It was so embarrassing because I met him and I said, oh, sorry about the silly flirting jokes I did about you. And he said, no, that's fine. And he said, it's a shame there's not music here and dancing because we could start rumours and dance. He was being really sweet and endearing. And then I said, as a joke, but way too dryly, so he thought I was being serious, I went, I can hear music. I just delivered it all. Oh, it's awful. That's what he knows of me is, I hear music. Mortifying.
And of course, I think most people in this audience see you, and we know you as Miranda from Miranda. But internationally, it is sort of chummy is more of your calling card from Call the Midwife.
I think so. Probably in the States, they probably know Call the Midwife more. They don't have my sitcom out there, yeah.
So was it in America? Was it someone in America who sent you the really cute picture? You know the picture I'm talking about? Of a chummy.
Of a chummy dog.
This is adorable.
Yeah.
So this dog is involved in hospitals in some way?
I think she's a care worker or a nurse that does district local rounds, and she's dressed her dog up as chummy in the whole nurse's outfit, and so the dog does the rounds with her.
Okay.
Which is sweet, but unnerving, too.
And I would also say unhygienic.
Yes, I wonder what patients think, particularly if they haven't seen the show. So they'll go, what are you doing with your dog?
Yeah. Let's treasure the NHS. This is an American nurse chummy.
There. That's at the back of the car, and I think it's got a seatbelt on. It's quite weird.
It is very cute. It is
I
very
love
cute.
it.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, the world will know Miranda for another reason, because you are one of the stars of a really big Hollywood movie, Spy.
Yes.
And it's Paul Feig.
Paul Feig, yeah.
Who did Bridesmaids and The Heat.
Yes.
And now, is it true? So he did Tippy Tap of the Part for you.
He did. It was such an honour, yeah.
That's so, I mean, great. But I mean,
It was amazing. And Paul is an extraordinary guy in many ways, and he really knows his comedy, and he looks out for British comedy in particular, and he liked my show, thankfully, and he wrote a part for me.
So who do you play? Tell us all.
I play Nancy, and Nancy works at the CIA, and she's one of the sort of techno geeks, so she works in the basement with sort of 3 computers. There she is.
Oh, yeah. On it.
Head and shoulders above the rest. You see, yeah. That's
I'm aware.
your wife.
I was scratching my nose as you
Picking your nose is my
Could you do it again so they can use it?
Yeah, and she is Melissa McCarthy is the lead in the film. She plays Susan, and we're best friends. And Nancy kind of helps her through life. And Susan, Melissa's character, ends up having to go into the field rather than being on computers. And Nancy then ends up having to join her, and hilarity ensues.
It opens on Friday the 5th of June, and this clip is you, Miranda, and Melissa McCarthy, and this is Melissa being kitted out with her spy gadgets for her dangerous mission.
Patrick.
Susan.
Hey, Patrick. Yes.
I was given specific instructions by Elaine to tailor these gadgets to you. These are not yours. This antifungal spray can freeze and disable any security system.
Wow, that is quite an image to be carrying all over Europe.
It's also a pepper spray.
Why not just make it look like pepper spray?
It's a pretty good idea. All right, well, next time.
Well, I can wait if you want to print up a new label.
No, I'd have to turn the printer on again. I don't really want to. Each of these are filled with chloroform.
Wow, that is an unsettling amount of hemorrhoid wipes. Makes me kind of wonder what exactly is going on back there.
I wouldn't know. I don't have that problem.
I don't have that problem.
It's one of those weird things for a British audience who are watching like a big Hollywood movie and Miranda's in it. It's like your friend. It's like, oh my God, there's Miranda in a big film. And the co-stars, Melissa, but it's Alison Janney and Jude Law.
Jude Law.
And you also get quite involved with 50 Cent.
50 cent piece, as I call him, yeah. Yeah, he's actually really nice, but it was quite intimidating meeting him. And the first scene I did in the film, so I was very nervous anyway, I had to dive on top of him and then spend the next 4 days basically sort of on regular intervals kind of mounting 50 Cent. We were often in the background of a shot. It was a big sort of party shot, so it took 4 days to film, and it was just really weird, sort of going, do you mind if I assume? I sort of went really British and middle class. It's like, can I? I'm coming on. I'm down. I'm going to mount you now. 50. Do I call you 50? What do I call? It was just weird.
Was he very professional, or did you get aroused?
He was that.
Ooh, that's a pound.
I've seen my pockets. I assume he got aroused. He was actually quite tactile.
Really?
Was Curtis, as I call him. That's his name.
Curtis?
Curtis. No, he was really nice. But he fully embraced the mounting.
Well, I imagine when he was living in the hood, that's what he was working towards.
Sure.
And is this the future now? Are you kind of embracing that? Are you going to move to America? Are you going to do the Hollywood thing?
No, I haven't... Oh, it flummoxed me. I feel a bit... no, I haven't really had... The phone's not ringing off the hook.
It's not out yet. It's not out yet.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'd love the opportunity to go out there for a few months and potter about on a film set and do the odd scene. That would be lovely. I've yet to achieve my dream of doing a scene with Matthew Perry.
Well, 50 cent is enough.
50 cent is enough.
50 Cent told Matthew Perry about your sexual assault. So.
Because Rupert, you did it all. What advice would you give to young Miranda heading off to LA
Oh, very
with
good
a small valise?
Don't fart in the car. Yeah, okay. No, but you spend your whole time driving there. It's all about driving, especially with your back. You are not going to like that. So you're driving around, having quite a nice thing of... And then you get to a place where there's valet parking. And then suddenly, as you're just being parked, you think, oh... And then you get out and go, oh, I think I've got to get away from this car.
This advice has just turned out to really shame you. Farting car anecdote.
I was driving through town, through London with some friends once, and I did singly the worst fart I've ever generated in my life. I thought it was going to be funny, but my friends were so appalled.
It's appalling.
They all went, oh my God, what's that? Oh my, who's that? And I went, it's this area of London, it's the drains, and I wound the window up. Oh! Styled it out.
They never know.
2 of them are dead.
One severely disfigured.
But Rupert, I mean, I don't know whether it was ambition or whether it was just kind of madness, but you became really desperate to kind of get parts in Hollywood. Didn't you do that mad thing you did?
What thing?
The kind of was it voodoo?
Oh, I've always done voodoo, and I met this amazing...
Sorry, my mistake.
The first one I met, well, because I met some Russians in Hollywood, first of all, and there's a whole Russian community, and they do voodoo and stuff non-stop. And I was introduced to this woman from an island in the Caribbean called Miguelina. And she did these really weird things with ice cubes, and you had to get either the hair of somebody you wanted to work on, and I used to try and get myself roles in things. It never really worked, but I was always doing voodoo.
Really?
Yeah, why not? Try anything. Better than agents sometimes.
Miranda, don't do that.
No, I'm not going to do voodoo or car farting.
No.
Don't.
You might be in a 50 Cent video.
That was
That would
shit.
be amazing.
You really let yourself down.
Oh. Now, Greg Davies, you found fame as Mr. Gilbert, a teacher in The In-Betweeners.
Yes.
And now, nothing but versatile in Man Down, Series 2 on Channel 4, coming back very soon, playing a teacher. Yes. It starts on at 10 p.m. Monday, the 1st of June. And this is the second season. How many episodes are in this series?
7. Oh, no. Well, one's sort of been out. There was a Christmas special at Christmas.
Sorted, you have.
Channel 4 are crazy.
And, yeah, the 6th going out as of June the 1st, yeah.
And, of course, as a second series, we were saying backstage, you know, obviously the big difference in the series is, of course, Rick Mail. We lost Rick Mail last year.
Yeah.
So, had you written it already, or were you writing it?
I'd written most of it, yes. And I was, you know, very excited to sort of see the crazy dad that he played so beautifully harass me in the second series. So I had written it, and I had all sorts of horrendous set pieces for him to do that I know he would have loved doing. And but sadly, no, it's not to be.
Because it must have been a big hurdle to overcome, to kind of think, OK, what are we going to do? Are we going to do a second series?
It's awful. It was awful, because he was the... I didn't even think he'd say yes. He was the fantasy casting to play my dad, because, you know, I've morphed into him.
Well, you do look very like him.
I do.
Yeah.
Do you know, once on set, I accidentally did this. And I swear it was accidental. I was just adjusting my face. And he went, don't do that, that's mine. He was amazing, though. He was a force of nature.
So how did you... I mean, replace him is a horrible word, but how did you kind of alter the story?
Oh, well, I've brought in... I didn't try and replace him, because you can't replace him.
Yeah.
So we go and find his equally eccentric sister.
Oh, okay.
Played by Stephanie Cole, who's amazing. But she's a very... She sort of takes over the role of making my life misery, but she's a very different misery maker. But, you know, I mean, there's no point in trying to replace Rick. He was incredible. Did I tell you what... I'm not sure I've ever told you. I told what he said to me when I rang him up to offer him the part.
Yeah.
We'd filmed the pilot, and I was on holiday in Spain, and I got they said, I've got the series, so I rang him from Spain, and he answered the phone by saying, Greg, you fat prick. And I said, hello, Rick. And I said, I just want to let you know we've been given a go-ahead on the series. And he said, why should I care about that? And I said, well, because I was hoping you'd play my dad. And he said, in that case, congratulations. He was wicked. He was such a great fun.
One of the things that hasn't changed is that you still take quite a lot of it from your own life. Like,
Yeah.
that scene in episode 1, the doctor's thing.
Yeah.
Did that really happen?
Yeah. My mum will kill me for telling this because it was our family doctors, and he'd been my doctor since I was a child, but I went as an adult because there was something wrong with my bum.
When you said bum, you looked at me directly in the eyes, and
I'm sorry.
No. I'm aroused and unnerved in equal measure.
There was something, but there was something wrong with my bum.
Magic. Yeah.
And I said, there's this thing wrong with my bum, and he went, OK. And I went, so, what do you think? He goes, well, it'll probably be all right. And I said, well, I would really like it. I'd like you to just, if you could make me feel better if I feel better that it will be all right. And he went, it'll probably clear itself up. And I said, yeah, but is there any way I could be sure? And he went, you want me to put my finger up there, don't you? I said, no, not if it's not medically necessary.
And the other, I think, maybe there's a reason, but what is the reason that you film it in the school you used to teach in?
I think it's therapy, probably. I'm in the actual classroom where I taught, because I was, just to keep the theme going, a real teacher for a long time, yeah. I taught for, 6 years in the school that we film it, in the classroom that I'm going mad in.
But that's weird.
That was my classroom, yeah.
But you did it for such a long... Did you ever enjoy it? Was there ever a moment when you thought, oh, I like this?
No.
OK.
But I met some very nice people there.
And the kids must have liked you. You were nominated for Teacher of the Year, weren't you?
Yes, I was, Graham.
I
was?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, yes. I've told this story many times. But Teacher of the Year is a very prestigious award that's taken very seriously and rightly by the hard-working teaching community. And my head teacher called me in, and he was wetting himself laughing. In fact, he couldn't stop laughing for the first 10 minutes. And I went, what? Why have you called me here? He goes, you've been, I've got this Teacher of the Year award, you've been nominated. And I went, oh, OK. And it was by a very sweet girl called Gemma, who I've humiliated many times. And it's a 6-page document that people have to fill in for the reasons why you should be nominated for Teacher of the Year. It was blank, aside from one sentence that she'd written on it, which was the reasons why you think he should be Teacher of the Year. And she'd written, he's a well good laugh and he don't make us do no work.
Rupert Everett, I get the impression that you, in real life, not too keen on school, but then had a huge success playing the head teacher in St. Trinian's.
St. Trinian's, yes, I was a teacher. Mm.
And now, because I've heard you say that is it really based on Camilla?
It was half based on Camilla and my own mother, kind of a mixture of the two of them.
But don't you kind of know Camilla?
I've met her a few times, yes, at kind of charity events and stuff, and she's very, very nice.
But did you ever chat about this?
Yeah. Actually, when we did the first film, I invited her to come to the premiere because I had this idea of her and me arriving in a Mini at the premiere and just like being two sisters going, running in, avoiding all the paparazzi and going and sitting down. So I suggested this to her, but she didn't want to do it. But
funny.
But she's very nice, Camilla.
But then, Miranda, you are one of those rare people. You genuinely liked school.
Loved school.
And it did sound like it was kind of a version of St. Trinian's. You were proper hockey hockey sticks.
Hockey stocks.
Hockey stocks.
Yeah, I loved lacrosse, played lacrosse loads. I loved school. I liked the structure, I liked the fun.
Were you head girl?
No, I was quite naughty in a sort of very embarrassing, silly way. Lots of pranks.
And you had all the little nicknames for each other. What was your nickname?
Well, my nickname was Merm. Merm the Sperm for a couple of years.
Why have you Merm the Sperm?
I was incredibly thin and incredibly lanky, and it was an all-girls boarding school, and they said, "Hey, you look like a sperm." We knew nothing. And so, luckily, I was popular, and so I said, "Could we change it to Merm?" So I got away with Merm. But all the nicknames at boarding schools are ridiculous. It's all sort of Buffy and Podge, and we had somebody called Puddle, Bully, Piss.
Did Puddle and Piss have the nicknames for the same reason?
No, I don't know why she was called Piss. I don't know why she was called Puddle. It's crazy. Pussy. It's just weird. And then, of course, you see them sort of 25 years later and you forget. And you're like, Pussy! Pussy! It's fun! Pussy!
There was a lad in my primary school, who I won't name, who was called Khaki because he shat himself in class. And I was called Tabletop because the head teacher put me on the table because he saw me throwing a girl's pants across the classroom. So to humiliate me, he put me on the table and I wet myself. So I was called Tabletop and he was called Khaki. And whenever I walked past him, he would go, "Sss." And I would reciprocate. We had a school reunion recently and I hadn't seen him for 30 years. And as I was walking into the pub, I saw he was at a cash point and I knew it was him and I went, and he didn't turn around, he just went, "Sss."
Let's watch, this is a clip from Man Down. Your character has met a young lady, and this is you getting ready for your first date.
It is.
I've ironed those clothes, Daniel. Are you sure they'll fit? You haven't worn them for years.
Mind your own business. And can you not come in here when I'm in the bath, old woman?
I'm very excited about this new girlfriend. Does she like gardening? Because I could do her some cuttings.
She is a cool younger woman with a bod made for sin. She doesn't want to join Athletic Pottering Club.
Yes. Stop fussing, Polly.
What do I have to do to stop you both from coming into my flat? I don't need you to wash my hair.
Why on earth would I want to wash your hair? You said you wanted a new, youthful appearance, and it's all natural. None of your shop-bought rubbish.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Please tell me you haven't dyed my hair.
Well, of course I've dyed your hair. You said you wanted to look younger.
Sometimes it's just good to freshen your look up, isn't it?
Didn't recognise you at first.
No.
Okay, it's music time, everyone. On the 23rd of May in Vienna, at the 60th Eurovision contest, this duo will carry the hopes of a nation. The song is called Still in Love with You. Ladies and gentlemen, please go wild for Electro Velvet.
Well, don't get on the wrong train. Don't fly no old plane. Don't go out in the pouring rain. You might get wet, I'd be upset. You're bound to get sneezes or nasty diseases. Take good care when I'm not there. I'm still in love with you.
While I'm on vacation, you be a good patient. Take your medication, I'll worry so each time I go. Try to keep warm, dear, in case there's a storm, dear. Take good care while I'm not there, I'm still in love with you.
Some younger guys with roving eyes, they tantalize you with their lies. You must be wise and realize, leave well alone till you get home, dear.
Won't see other fellas, don't wanna make you jealous. No need to fear when you're not here, I'm still in love with you.
Don't stay out at midnight. Don't get in a fist fight, that pretty face can't be replaced.
Won't be out at night, hun. It wouldn't be right, hun. No need to fear when you're not here. I'm still in love with you.
Oh, yes.
Everybody dance. Everybody dance. Everybody dance.
Everybody dance. Everybody dance. Skilly bee bop bee bop bee bop doo. Bop 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 doo. Skilly bee bop 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 bop.
Sounding good, sugar.
Skilly bee bop bee bop doo.
Take care now, honey. Don't make a fuss. You need to trust me. This is how it always must be. When I start to think of us, I can assure you I adore you.
Because you're so gorgeous, you need to be cautious. Take good care when I'm not there. I'm still in love with you. You have a fun time. Soak up that sunshine. But don't drink too much wine. Just one or two will have to do.
I know what you're thinking, so won't be drinking. No need to fear when you're not here. I'm still in love with you.
I'm still in love with you. I'm still in love with you.
Hello, so well done. Go on. This is Greg, it's Miranda, it's Rupert. Sitting down, Well done, well done.
Rude.
Well done. There you go.
Do you feel more compelled to win now?
Sit down quickly. Well done, well done. So, Electro Velvet, congratulations on all the excitement and off to Vienna to do the thing. But now, has anyone talked through the full horror of the actual night?
I think that I can imagine it.
Okay. Because it's a big old thing.
Didn't someone fire you with a glitter cannon or something?
Yes, but I mean, listen, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sat drinking wine. The only time to do some of the glitter went in my wine. And I had to drink it more carefully. But when do you actually fly out?
We go out on the
15th.
15th, yeah, there we go.
Soon.
She does
That
dates.
is soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what date is it?
The 23rd.
23rd.
But they've got to go out to rehearse before the semi-finals,
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah,
Yes.
lots of rehearsals.
Okay. And now, what we saw tonight, is that what we're going to see on the night?
No, it's quite nice to do these performances because we're saving something extra
We're going
special
to do
for
it
the
just
night.
in our pants.
Austrians will love that.
I thought so.
No, we have to up our game because, I don't know, not everyone apart from Eurovision fans know that you're only allowed 6 people on stage. We had so many people on the video, so we have to up our game and do something really spectacular. So we're working on something quite cool.
With just 6 people?
Yeah, including us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yes. You're only allowed 6 people. Are you bringing a horse or something on? Is a small monkey going to walk on?
Oh, yeah.
Do the rules apply to animals? That's what I want to know.
It's a lion.
That's a good
It's a
point.
lion. Oh, a lion.
It's going to decimate the room.
A white lion. One of those Siegfried and Roy albino tigers. We'll just walk on the back, yeah. But do it near the end of the song.
Well,
yeah, just in case anything goes wrong. But enjoy it, because it is a mad thing. It's a mad thing you're doing, a mad thing you're getting involved in.
Already had a glimpse of it.
Yeah, so just enjoy, enjoy, enjoy,
Thank
enjoy.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you
Electro
very
Velvet! OK. Before we go tonight, let's make this week's visit to the big red chair. Hello, who's there? Hi.
Hello.
What's your name, sir?
My name's James.
James, and where are you from, James?
I'm from Mayo in
Oh,
Ireland.
lovely. And do you live here or there?
No, I live here.
All right, fair enough, yeah. What do you do here, James?
I'm an engineer.
Of?
An aeronautical engineer.
An aeronautical engineer. He's clever. James has studied and passed exams.
Well, we'll be the judge of that.
Well, we're hoping. He could be lying. Yeah, I'm an aeronautical engineer. Thanks for asking. Off you go with your story, James.
OK, so a couple of years ago, I was going to a family wedding. And my family were actually going there before me, and I was meeting up with them for the reception. I was really, really late, so they decided to leave the key at reception for me. I got there, got the key, went up to the room, showered, changed, dropped my bags, went down and joined the wedding. And when the wedding had finished about 3 o'clock in the morning, I decided, okay, it's time to go to bed. Went upstairs, thought I'd quietly sneak into the room, maybe not wake everyone up. Opened the door, went in, and the lights flipped on. But it wasn't my family who were in the room. It was 3 fully grown naked men and a woman on the bed.
That's a good story.
That's so annoying. Because that is the surprise in your...
And do you know them?
No, I didn't know them. So
they weren't at the wedding or anything?
No, but the most awkward part was I had to walk over to my bag, which was in the far corner. So I packed my bag and backed out of the room as they were shouting at me.
Oh, well, listen, she was probably glad of a break. Should we let James walk? That was quite a good story. Yeah, James can walk. Yeah, go on. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Wow, you're as tall as our couch. What's your name?
Tom.
Tom, lovely. And what do you do, Tom?
I work for a summer school in Oxford.
Busy, busy, busy. I'm not sure I can see you this week. Diary is getting pretty chocker right now. Okay. And do you teach in the summer school?
No, so I work in the registrations team.
Okay.
So students enrol all throughout the year.
Busy, busy, busy. Yes.
Tell you what, this story better involve a lion, mate.
Off you go with this story.
OK, so the other day, I was asked to interview somebody who was looking to join our team.
Wait a minute, there's a team? So you're interviewing someone to join the team.
Yep.
Yeah, all hands on deck here. Yeah.
Yep. And it's the first time that I've ever interviewed anyone before, so I want it to go well.
Yeah.
So I go into the interview room armed with my cup of tea, and the interview itself is perfect. I think it goes wonderfully well. Just as soon as the candidate leaves, unfortunately, I realise that I'm drinking a cup of tea out of one of those novelty mugs you get that's completely blank on the outside but has one of those messages underneath. So all the way through the interview, I was sipping confidently my mug of tea, which proudly displayed "I'm a twat" at the bottom.
Keep it warm, keep it warm. OK, everyone, if you'd like to join us on the show and have a go in the red chair, you can contact us via our website at this very address. Thanks to all my guests tonight. Electro Velvet! Good luck! Good luck! Davies! Miranda Hart! And Mr. Rupert Everett! Join me next week with music from Brandon Flowers, comedian Michael McIntyre, Star Trek, Mission Impossible star Simon Pegg, and the one and only Kylie Minogue. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye!